Greetings, salutation, Earthlings, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in on my channel. Thank you to the new subscribers that I gained. I appreciate you so much. And to people who are watching that are new, yo, just stop the video right now and just subscribe and show me some love in the comments, and make sure to leave a like. I would very much appreciate that. I just want to make my channel grow, you already know. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys are being safe. I hope everyone's taking care of themselves, and I hope everyone's following their dreams and chasing that shit. Make your dreams into reality, for real, for real. But yeah, so I can't wait to talk about today's video. I know I say that in all my videos, but it's true. Like, I like making these videos. Like, this is literally what makes me happy. Like, when I make these videos, like, I'm at my happiest, to be honest. So I'm like, damn, like, I don't know who's watching, but like, I appreciate the people who watch my videos. I think that's cool. Like, I got people who are interested in what I gotta say. You get me? It feels dope to do something that you love and people actually, like, you know, watch it and have something to say. Like, I appreciate the feedback that I've been getting too. Like, it means a lot to me. But look, I got a new piercing. It didn't really hurt. If you guys want one, I encourage you to get one. I encourage you to get one. But yeah, so today's video, I'm gonna talk about earth grid, ley lines, energy grid, consciousness, a little bit about the Great Pyramids and how everything is connected. And before I start this video, I guess I'm gonna say a disclaimer. I'm gonna be reading my notes from my notebook, and I have some index cards, my bad, that I wrote down some things on. So I'm gonna be looking down in the majority of this video just to be reading this off my book. And yeah, I'm gonna also put a lot of definitions and pictures explaining the things I'm talking about, because maybe you guys don't know what certain words are. Like, maybe you're like picturing in your head, but you can't really picture it because you never heard of certain words or know what it is. I'm sorry, but yeah. All right, so I'm gonna just start off by telling you what an earth grid is. So cartographers have developed a coordinate system to describe the location of any place or feature on Earth. Coordinate system consists of lines, latitude and longitude, that forms a grid that measures a distance from a reference point. And ley line is an alignment in a landscape linking up to ancient sites. They usually go straight across landscape. Alright, so I'm gonna just read a little bit about this. So, running around the world, everywhere, are energies that pulsate through the earth, creating earth grids, energy grids, ley lines. These are ancient sites and monuments that create a large energy grid around the earth. So these ancient sites and monuments are like the pyramids, the temples, burial grounds, churches, Masonic places, palaces, ancient ruins, military bases, city halls, airfields, things like that were built and constructed here on Earth by our ancestors. So they were constructed in certain locations and in certain sites because of the energy surrounding it. So these locations are in power hubs, and power hubs basically is like a power spot, which is where energy seems to accumulate and come into like a hub and then flow into other places, like the ley lines or ancient energy. So yeah, basically what power hubs is, like a strong energy alignment site. So the energy around these sites are ancient energy that can help you heal and be in tune with your inner self. These energies can help you align your human body chakras with your energy and your present state of being. And some of these sites, there are vortexes that are points where energy spirals and flows up and down. So these are intense points that can amplify any emotion you experience and can link you to the state of energy that aligns best with your present state of being. These are Mother Gaia's sacred energy sites. So if you don't know who Mother Gaia is, then leave my channel. Nacho. If you don't know who Mother Gaia is, it's basically Mother Earth, Mother Nature. Okay, so this operates through geometric patterns called sacred geometry. So grids meet and various intersecting points, forming a grid or a matrix. So this is equivalent to the acupressure points on our bodies. These grid points can be found at one of the strongest power places of the planet. So I think that's pretty cool. And now that you guys have a little idea of what I'm talking about, I could explain it a little more. So on these sites, as I explained, which are the ley lines, around these sites, like, a lot of people have claimed people who've been here, you know, who are in tune with their inner self and can feel these energies. Like, a lot of people have claimed that around these sites, like, they could just see the weather change, like, drastically and dramatically, like, out of nowhere. And also, a lot of people claim to, like, you know, feel the energies when they're around there. And also, people have felt, like I don't want to say the electric shocks, but more like the little shocks and the rocks. Like I explained, like, certain ley lines are certain sites, so that could be like a monument. You know how they could be like stones, rocks, things like that. So people have claimed, some people have claimed to like have felt the shock in the rocks. Not like an actual shock, but like, think about it like this. You know when you rub yourself and then you touch something and it makes that shock, like that little, you get what I'm trying to say? Or like when you accidentally touch someone on their face and it just makes that, like, you could hear it too, like a static noise, or you could kind of see it too. Cause I could see it sometimes, but not really. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about, like that kind of shock. And I think that's pretty cool. So some of these ley lines actually have some kind of energy beam straight across the landscape that can be detected by dowsing. If you don't know what dowsing is, back in the days they used these dowsing tools where, like, I'm gonna leave a picture too so you can see what I'm talking about. Like, how do I say this? You can also detect energy with dowsing. So yeah, they use these little tools to detect where water was back in the days. I'm pretty sure, maybe other things too, but that's from all I know is like to find water, to detect energy too. So yeah, like they said, you can detect this by dowsing. So then you have earth energies as well as energy currents. These kind of weave around the landscape and seem to follow straight line alignments of many leys. And you also get energies from underground water where streams meet, and that can create an electric charge up on the surface, which is true because, like, what's his name? The guy who tried to get free energy, Nikola Tesla, like, that's what he did to try to give everyone energy. Like, he copied the way the pyramids were built, like with the streams that were under the pyramids, to create that electric flow. So this is exactly what I'm explaining. So these are possible energy effects. So I'm gonna go back to where I said, like, the landscape, they seem to follow a straight line alignment of many leys, which is the ley lines. So I'm gonna explain this real quick because I thought it's cool. So you guys probably seen Ancient Aliens, and before I even say anything, like, I don't really watch that. I used to watch it a lot, but there's no way they made so many seasons and they still can't, you know, like, they still don't know what aliens are, this and that. Like, they're not comiendo mierda to me, because there's no way, like I said, that you have so many seasons and you still can't really say what they are, who they really are. Whatever they tell you is a lie. Like, whatever the people say about aliens is false. Like, don't believe anything you hear, like, for real. Like, you know, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, I was actually watching this one episode on YouTube. It was a quick clip and it had to do with ley lines, so that's why I watched it. So it was like this one guy back in the days, I don't remember his name, I don't remember the information down to the science, but there was this guy, he used to see a lot of UFOs in the sky. And to make it clear, UFO really stands for unidentified flying object. So when people say UFO, don't automatically think like an alien. So he used to see a lot of these, like, flying saucers or these UFOs in the sky, and he realized he used to study them a lot because he used to see them quite often, and he ended up studying it, and he came to a realization that they would follow like a straight line. And then that led him to think that they would follow the ley lines that are across the landscape. And I found that pretty cool because it made a little sense to me. It was a cool theory. I don't know if I believe it, but it was pretty cool to know. So yeah, I think that's cool. And there's also different types of grids. Like, you have the Curie grid, the Schneider grid, the Angel grid, the Hartman grid. And these are all different in shapes and sizes of this geometric pattern across the whole surface of the planet. And some of them are linked to the magnetic field, and others are linked to the elemental world and are linked to consciousness. So I think that's pretty dope. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Great Pyramids. So pyramids are the hardware of the electromagnetic template that supports the Earth grid. These sites help you remember who you really are, why you're really here, and all of these sites are connected to us because it's our consciousness. So pyramids are the hardware of the electromagnetic template that supports the Earth grid. Oh, I just said that, but I'm gonna say it one more time. So if you look deep, you will find that the main big pyramids are built over this underwater current, like I just described. This underwater current river provides a flow of energy. The intent generated by building the pyramid supercharges the natural energetic flow of the body of water, and on an amplified effect is reached. Inside the pyramids are smaller devices that amplify the energy even further. These devices are usually made of ceramic and crystals. Limestone contains of silica and grains of skeletal tissues of marine organisms providing extra resonance. These devices act as a multidimensional resonator. So the Earth's resonance, a flow of water, amplifying devices inside, and the most important factor, geometry. The inclination of the shape of the pyramid acts as a compressor of the electromagnetic waves, and a beam is achieved. The beam exits atop of the pyramid at a resonance equivalent to the value of the Schmuckman resonance multiplied by pi. The pyramid beams up a supercharge of energy coded with the attribute into the atmosphere. Thousands of pyramids built under the guidance of brothers in civilizations, of miles and many years apart, which is true, carefully located in a grid all over the planet, projecting the electromagnetic templates of a balance to sustain the planet until the great shift in consciousness. I think that's so dope. Like, to me, like, that makes sense. So you guys probably heard me say geometry and sacred geometry and geometric patterns like a few times, because what they're trying to say, like, if you don't know, sacred geometry is like the language of the universe, of Mother Earth, or whatever you want to call this world we're living in. So that's what sacred geometry really is. And what they're trying to say is here that some of these grids, like I said, I'm gonna leave pictures. Hopefully I find some good ones. Some of these grids form like the Earth grid, the energy grid, the ley lines. They form like a geometric pattern, like of the whole Earth, which is really cool. So yeah, and consciousness. So they're trying to say that all of this is linked to our consciousness. I'm gonna explain that a little further from what I learned. So when we're all ready, we will upload our consciousness from the old owl grid and download it into the new Earth grid. We will all shift. The conscious grid is a multidimensional grid that surrounds the Earth that we have the subconscious access to, and it contains the memories of everything of our human consciousness and our human experience. So how do I explain this? I'm trying to find like the words. I think it's kind of hard for me to explain this, but I'm gonna just use my own personal experience, my own knowledge to explain what I want to say. So I think what this is trying to tell us, like these Earth grids, the energy grids, how it's all connected to the Great Pyramids and every ancient site around the world. The crazy thing about these ley lines is that it's all linked up to ancient sites, which is cool. So I feel like what they're trying to say is that, like, there's something inside these pyramids or these sites that contain energies that is within our consciousness, and one day, like, we're all gonna shift. And I think I mentioned this in my previous video about unified field theory, on how we're all like in a shift. It's not like a physical shift. I think it's more of a shift within ourselves, where we realize who we really are, like what our purpose is, and like who we really are as humans and why we're here, like what are we really experiencing, you get me? I think that's what they're talking about. And I feel like one day, like, it would all shift in everyone's consciousness, like everything at once. And like I mentioned, like supposedly the conscious grid, supposedly that's where it contains the memories of everything of our consciousness and our experience, like I said, of who we really are. I think that's pretty dope, and to me it makes sense, because we live in a world that we're told what it is. We're told who we are, how we're made, this and that. Like, we're told and fed so much bullshit that we believe it. So I feel like one day when the truth comes out, people wouldn't know how to handle it because of everything that they've been told, down to their religion. Like, let's just say my family were all like Christians, down to like, who knows, for centuries. And then one day, like, we figure out the truth, and then like some of us, I feel like we'll lose our minds a little bit, and I feel like a lot of us are going to cut ourselves, because it's true. Like, we can't really handle the truth. Like, especially if it's about ourselves. Like, gonna be like, what? Like, nah. Or, like, some people are really gonna lose their minds and literally gonna, you know, like, probably hurt themselves and, you know, take their own life, which is pretty crazy. But, yeah, I'm also explaining a cool little story that I found online. So, there's this castle in Florida. It's called the Coral Castle, and it's located in Homestead, Florida. And so it was built, I don't know what year exactly, but I'm gonna just say the 40s and 50s. And it was built by this guy called Edward Litzgallon in honor of his dead wife. So I'm gonna show a picture right here so you guys can see the Coral Castle. So supposedly he did build this all by himself. But people always question, like, yo, how he built this? Like, you know, who helped you? Like, there's no way he constructed all of that by himself. So around this Coral Castle, supposedly it's like a ley line that's around there. So here goes the theory that some people say that he was harnessing the energy of the grid point. So some people say he was using the magnetic energy to actually cut and lift the stones, because, you know, back in the days there was no electricity where he was. So people think that he literally, like, he harnessed the energy and he, like, did all that using the ley lines or the energy around the grid point, which is what I think that's cool theory. And you know what's crazier? Like, before he passed away, he actually wrote a book about ley lines. You can probably Google it. And then right before he died, yo, he was telling people that he knew the secret to the pyramid builders, which is kind of crazy. Like, imagine writing a book about ley lines, building that castle by yourself, and then saying, like, you know the secrets to people who built the pyramid. That's crazy. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, that's crazy. Like, maybe I believe this theory because look how excited I am. Like, maybe I do believe it, but yeah, I think we live in a, like I said this before, like, we live in a world where not everything is what it seems. So yeah, I really hope I opened your mind a little bit. I really hope you guys do your research, you know, personal research, like, figure this out on your own, you get me? But nah, like, thank you guys for watching. Like, I had fun making it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I appreciate all the love. So yeah, guys, stay safe and open your minds, y'all. Peace and love.